So tonight we'll be talking about how to make yourself more valuable, how to stand out in the industry so that you're making more money and so that you're getting more business. And it doesn't really matter which profession you're in. We gear this toward more people that are in the hair industry, but we have people coming to the class that are not even in the hair industry because they just find that every time we go live, the information is helpful to them. So everybody is getting something. And one thing that my sister and I both are really good at is always being students. We don't know everything. So we're learning as we teach you. You know, we're still always constantly learning different things and always taking classes and always investing in ourselves. We've gone to classes together. We've traveled to Atlanta. We've taken different, courses and stuff just to better ourselves because we want to break generational curses and, just get generational wealth in our family because I always tell my sister, and she always say the same thing. We don't really know nobody in our family that's really wealthy. And so we want to break the mold for our grandchildren and our great grandchildren and the children after that, because that's what the Bible talks about. It talks about abundance. It talks about leaving an inheritance for your children and your grandchildren. Yeah. And we just want you all to do the same thing. So that's what we're pretty much having these classes. And it won't be the last class. So if you want to join, you still have time. We'll even be taking people the day of. So if you decide to come at last minute and you want to come, you can still kind of, you can pay for your ticket the day of. I'm going to leave the registration open because right now, to be honest, it's not a lot of people that have signed up, but we're still going to give our all no matter who. If it's just one person in the room, we're going to give our all because that's what we signed up to do. One thing I love about my sister is when I started getting a little scared or nervous in the beginning, like, oh my goodness, it don't seem like a lot of people signing up. She was like, it don't matter. We still doing it, because even if it's just one person in the room, we're going to be able to help somebody and change somebody's life. It's not called the makeover for nothing. You know what I mean? So thank you guys for joining. Share this out with everybody, anybody that you know that it can help, especially another hairstylist or a barber or a makeup artist or anybody in the beauty industry. Y'all go ahead and share it out. Share it out on Facebook. Share it out on Instagram. And the way to join the class, to register the class, I linked it on Facebook, but I'm going to link it on Instagram once we close out the live. So we're going to hurry up and go ahead and get started so that we don't keep you all night. So, yeah, how to make yourself more valuable. So I'll start off talking first, and then my sister will pick up where I leave off at. But you want to be the best version of yourself. You don't want to try to be like nobody else. You don't want to do hair like nobody else. It's okay to learn from other people because I'm always watching in the salon. I'm learning how to, curl or do different things that I don't always do because I have clients that have short hair too. Even though I specialize more in locks, it's still good for me to learn. So, but I'll never try to be like anyone else because that's what makes you valuable and makes you stand out is when you get your own niche and you get your own way of doing things. So you always want to make sure that you're being the best version of yourself because God created you to be who you are. And he knew you before he even formed you. So he made you unique and he gave you special gifts and talents that I don't even have, that my sister don't even have. You know how to do something I don't know how to do. Vice versa. There's something I know how to do that you don't know how to do. And so it's always important to just try to be your best version of yourself, always maintaining, who you are as a person. And that's so important in any business because that's what's going to make you stand out and make you be valuable. They're going to say, well, I only want to come to Ashley because she's such a great person or she is the only person that I met that smiles at me every time I walk in the room. She makes me feel comfortable when I get there. She really cares about my hair. She's always on time for me. These are things that people say about you. So in your time tonight, even before you go to bed, I want you to think about what it is that people say about you because that's your legacy. And that's what you really want to think about because that's going to make you valuable. That's what you're going to stand on and say, oh, people always say that I'm very nice. I'm very kind, or I'm always on time, or I do a great job in their hair. I really care about their hair. That I have integrity, that if anything ever goes wrong, I always fix whatever's wrong. That's what I'm known for. So we each have things that we're known for. We each have gifts and talents. God just made you unique in your own way to do whatever it is that you do. And so that's important. So another thing I wanted to talk about was always be a student. I just said that earlier, how my sister and I are always students. We're always constantly learning and taking classes because we know that we don't know everything. But we do know that, it's somebody out here that knows it. So we're going to always study, and we want to be the best version of ourselves. So the more we know, the better of a version of ourselves we can be. And so always be a student, always learning, picking up different classes. Even if you're in the hair industry, there's nothing wrong with taking business classes to make sure you're always doing things with integrity and doing it the right way. And just allowing someone to pour into you that may know a little bit more than what you know about certain stuff. Don't think that you are too smart to keep learning, because it's always something to learn. And in order to make more money, you have to learn more things. That's so important. In order for you to get to your highest potential, you have to learn as much as you can in order to start implementing these things inside of your business. So always be a student. That was number 2, if you're taking notes. The third thing that I want to talk about is having integrity, because God will bless you and will keep blessing you and will keep blessing you. Because all in Proverbs, that's what it's talking about. It's talking about being integral, treating people right, treating people fairly. And I'm going to give y'all like a quick little story testimony. I had a celebrity client before. It's the only celebrity that I've ever done. And I did give her like a little bit of a special treatment, only because I needed to bring her in early. So that was the only treatment. I didn't charge her more because I knew she was a celebrity. I didn't overcharge her because I knew she was a celebrity. I didn't just treat her better than other clients. You know what I mean? The only thing I did was bring her in early because I didn't want the traffic of all the other stylists and their clients running over there to her. And she wanted some privacy. So I had to give her that. But I think that I made God proud of me, just by the way that I treated her, because even when I could have just been like, this lady got a lot of money, I'm going to charge her $600 just because. No, I treated her just as I would treat anybody else, because it's not fair that just because she's making a lot of money that I would just, not have integrity. I wouldn't even be able to sleep at night if I did something like that. So I believe that God blesses you when you treat everybody fairly, so having integrity is very important, and that makes you valuable. That makes you needed, and it makes you wanted, because people are always going to choose that over somebody that's just treating, everybody differently. And, you hear one price for something, and then you hear you're getting charged more because you got more money. That's not fair. So always have integrity, always treat people fairly. And just make sure you treat everybody special. If you treat everybody special, then it's not like you're showing favoritism to anybody, because everybody's getting the same treatment. And I've even came in early for some of my other clients. Let's just say like when the pandemic was happening, I have some older clients that didn't want to, come in, be around a lot of people. So because I've been doing it here for so long, I would come in if they requested it, a little early, just so that they could feel comfortable. But it's all about treating your people, right, because they come to you, they spend money with you. So you just want to treat them right and, do everything fairly. The next point I want to make is do what it is you know how to do best. That's the main thing. Me and my sister spoke about this. I think the last time we went live, we were talking about your niche and how to, just do what it is that you do best. But that's how you can make yourself valuable. If you do what it is that you know how to do with your eyes closed, then you're going to always be valuable, because people are going to always want to come to you because you do it the best. And sometimes it's like, it's easier for you to do that. I'm not going to say sometimes. All the time, it's easier for you to constantly do what you know how to do best versus you trying to just do a whole bunch of stuff to try to chase money. You know, you don't want to just be chasing money. You want to make sure you do want more money, but you want to make sure you're doing it. You're doing something that you know how to do and that you know how to do well and that you do, right. So it's easier to stick with what you know versus just trying to do it just because, or you've seen it on YouTube one time and now you want to try it on somebody. That's not going to make you valuable. People are going to not come back. They're going to tell everybody about you. They're going to say you messed their hair up and all of that. The last thing I'm going to say is, so for me, I'm going to just talk about myself a little bit. The thing that makes me valuable is that I'm constantly putting my clients first, treating them how I want to be treated. I make sure to be on time for them. Sometimes you run a little behind and that's okay. But even in that, I'm communicating with them and they love that. So I just had to think about what people say about me. I had to think about what my legacy was. And that's what a lot of my clients have been saying lately. They're like, oh, you always on time. You don't be playing, girl. You be showing up and you don't cancel on me. Like I get a lot of new clients because their stylist just didn't show up for whatever reason. They may have just overslept, or like two of my new clients, it's a mother and daughter. They was just like, the lady just she never kept an appointment. It's like always changing the time and always got an excuse or something going on. And I hear that quite a lot. Mm-hmm. So putting your clients first and showing up for them for me has really made me valuable because I was talking to two of my clients that I've been doing for one of them I've been doing for like 8 years. And another one, she don't come as much because she older and she just doesn't like to be in a salon anymore. So her and her daughter be doing her hair sometimes. But whenever she needs like a relaxer or color or treatment, she makes sure she comes to me. And she been coming to me for like 10 years. But she was like, she always come back to me. It's like no matter what she do at home and stuff like that, she just like, I love coming to you. I love your personality. I love your heart. I love that you've always been pleasant. You always can squeeze me in, sometimes when it's last minute. And so she was like, I'm always, come to you. Hey, Shelly. So, yeah, so that's going to sum up all that I pretty much have to say. And I know my sister's going to give you all some more tips as far as what it looks like to be valuable on paper, because, you all want houses and you want to be able to, just set yourself apart so that you're able to qualify for certain stuff. And it's just important to be valuable in every aspect, in your business and valuable on your paper, because you want people to trust you. You want your clients to trust you and you want the banks to trust you when you go to them and want different things. And so I just thought that this was pretty valuable to talk about and pretty important. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to my sister, April Moore, if you're ready. You ready, sis?
I'm ready.
Okay. Take it on, because my voice I'm trying to save it so that I can be ready for Sunday, because it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, that's no problem. I just jump in and try to piggyback off of what you already spoke about. Mm-hmm. So when she brought this, how to stand out to me today, I was just like, wow, this is right on time, because a lot of times when you go to present something to the banks, to the, the lenders, to the different places that you may be applying for something, you don't look professional. You don't stand out. You don't make sure that you look professional. And that can leave a bad taste in a person's mouth if you're saying you're a business owner or you are a, professional. So I want to kind of talk about when Billy made the comment, that we're all supposed to study to show ourselves approved. Like, that's biblical, right? That's 2 Timothy 2:15. You are supposed to study to show yourself approved in any aspect. So in your business life, in your spiritual life, in your work life, if you still work a 9-to-5 job, like, it's your due diligence to be valuable, to bring something to the table, even in romantic relationships, right? you need to stand out in everything that you do if you are this stand-up type of person, right? And I believe that every person that's in the beauty industry especially should stand out, because if you don't keep yourself up, why would I come to you? That doesn't even make sense to me. Like, if you raggedy and I'm trying to look nice, why would I come to you? No, I look at all of that. Appearance, professionalism, customer service. I mean, all of that makes a difference. And if you're calling yourself a professional, if you're calling yourself a business owner, you know, that type of stuff matters. So you have to show that, yes, I am valuable. Yes, I do stand out. And I tell people when I meet with my clients, I'm confident to say that I set myself apart.
Yeah.
I'm very confident to say that I'm different from the average tax professional or accountant that you're going to meet. And I know that I am, because they tell me. People say, wow, no one has ever done this for me. And so that tells me that I'm different. I stand out. I'm valuable. I, set myself apart. And I do that for a reason, because it's going to, first of all, give you what you need and to have you come back and then share me out, right? Yep. And so I feel like as long as I keep being transparent, honest, a woman of integrity, ethical, then you won't go anywhere. And if you do, I mean, I can't stop you. The grass ain't always green on the other side, but you will know that, wow, I had a great tax professional. I had a great accountant. So standing out and being valuable is so key and vital when you're an entrepreneur, especially. Yeah. But like, if you're in the beauty industry, like, you have to have yourself up. You have to keep yourself up, because I don't know who is going to come to somebody that just look a mess when they not trying to look a mess.
Exactly.
Even if you are a plain Jane, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to somebody that just look like they care about themselves, like not even a little bit. So like, you have to show a person that, yes, I am valuable. Yes, I value how I look, because I'm trying to make you look good too, Yeah. I think that's so important that you brought that up. And you do have to, do things to help yourself. So, in my instance, like I say all the time, I'm constantly learning. I ain't gonna tell y'all today, I got on a webinar 30 minutes in. I didn't even know this webinar was going on.
Oh, wow.
The title of it, I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to jump on this. So I missed the first 30 minutes. However, I am going to be able to go back and watch the first 30 minutes. But when I got in it, it blessed me so well with the information that I got. It was just like, wow, I'm so glad I jumped on this, because I was actually working. I was doing some bookkeeping stuff. And when I saw the email, I was like, oh man, I should have signed up for this. Anyway, long story short, I jumped in and I got so much value and so much information from jumping in that webinar.
Great.
And so, like Billy said, we're students also. I'm constantly learning. Like, every year I go to the IRS tax forum. I'm trying to go to Louisiana, to New Orleans in July this year. Yes. I go to a different city every time they, have it in person. For the last 2 years, it's been virtual, but this year they're going back in person. And so anyway, I go to the IRS tax forum every single year. I educate myself all year long. And with taxes, you don't have a choice, for real.
Exactly.
You know what's going on and be able to educate your clients. You have to go and take continual education courses. And it's a requirement as a CPA. It's a requirement as an enrolled agent. It's a requirement as an accountant that you have continuing education courses. And I know for cosmetologists, it's a requirement for y'all. So it's not like we got a choice. We have a choice to say whether or not we're going to educate ourselves. No. But even if it was not a requirement, I would still do it, because I always feel like you can never know enough.
Right.
You never know too much, right? And there's always somebody that knows more than you that you can learn from, that will just help better your skill set.
Yeah.
that's going to help you be able to obtain clients that, that need your help. If I get an estate client right now, I could not help them because I don't do estate taxes. But you know what that did for me? Guess what? It's off season now. I'm getting ready to start to learn how to do estate taxes because people die every day.
Yeah.
And so what gave me that sense of this is something that I need to tap into is because I started working for TurboTax a couple of years ago, not for the money. Money is great, right? Because they give us bonuses, spotlight every week, everything, right? But it's not about the money. I joined or signed up to work with TurboTax because I wanted the skill set. I wanted the knowledge because
that's good
with people of all walks of life from all over the country.
Yeah, that's good.
Military people that have S corps that get K1s. I learned from TurboTax more so than anything that now I can implement in my own firm, in my own practice, right? And so that's one of the things that I love the most about being able to tap into other resources like TurboTax. They pay for a lot of stuff. I mean, they offer us a lot of stuff as employees, even seasonal employees. So I'm never going to stop learning because I also like to teach others. And maybe one day I'll open up a school of some sort for small bookkeeping or taxes or something. I don't know, whatever vision God gives me, then, I'll go that route. But I'm saying to say that it's always good to keep your options open. It's always good to continue to educate yourself and learn as much as you can because you don't ever know when you're going to need it, right? Yeah. So just like cosmetologists, you guys have to learn skincare, right? So it's important to keep up on the skincare stuff, even though you may be focused on hair, because what if somebody needs you and only wants you to do their skincare routine? To know what to do. So I think it's very important to continue to educate yourself for a year long and not just, just take the experience that you learned 10 years ago or whatever and just that be that. No, you need to continue to educate yourself.
Yes.
Now that I've rambled on about that.
No, you good. But can I say one thing before you get into what you're going to get into? It froze up. Sis, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, it had froze for a little bit, so we missed some stuff.
Okay, so I'm a back up. I was saying that now that I've rambled on about those topics, I'm going to tap into the financial side of standing out on paper.
Okay.
Making sure that you can get approved for the things that you need to get approved for, having all the right documentation and things like that, because it's embarrassing to go somewhere and get denied because you can't provide something. Like, come on. Like, we're in the 21st century. That you should have an Excel spreadsheet trying to take that to anybody. And I'm just going to say it as I need to say it. And I'm just being real, y'all. You know me, you know I'm real.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but I'm going to start out with something that I feel is very important, and you should feel that is very important as a business owner. Yeah. And I want you, for the next person that you work with, I want you to check their status, because you will be amazed and surprised to know how many people are not in good standing. Yeah. Okay. So we, as in people that are registered with the state of secretary, if you are LLC, if you are a S Corp, if you are a nonprofit, if you are a C Corp, not so much a sole proprietor, you are required by the state that you registered your business with to keep your business in good standing. And most states, it's an annual filing that you have to do. Right. So we all focus on, it's the tax deadline, April 18th this year. Normally it's April 15th. I need to make sure that I file my taxes on time. But then people forget all about, well, what about your state portion? There's a compliance side to the state. Yeah. State says that you need to make sure that you file your annual report, and some people have to file what is called a property tax return. Right. If you own a business and like, let's just say the DMV, Maryland for sure requires you to file a property return with the annual report if you have property in the state of Maryland. Period. DC may be a little bit different, and Virginia, but specifically I'm talking about Maryland. They require that you file that annual report and a property tax report along with the annual report if you have property. Okay, but let's just forget about the property piece for this reason. We're going to talk about the annual report. The annual report is something that you file every year. A fee for most of the entities is $300.
Yeah.
This is what keeps your business in good standing. I can go on the Secretary of State website and look up Billy, for example, or just another LLC and see if they're in good standing. If a person is not in good standing, do you really want to work with them over someone who is in good standing?
Right.
So to stand out on paper, anybody can go to the state secretary website and look up a business to see if they're in good standing. So I'm going to start with that and tell you, if you are one of those entities that I named, make sure your business is in good standing. If you have not paid that $300 and filed that annual report, you're not in good standing. You may be in good standing for a little bit of grace after the 18th this year, or the 17th actually was the state of Maryland's annual report filing. Then you may want to go ahead and put yourself
here.
Because they're only going to give you a certain amount of grace before they turn you into not in good standing.
Okay.
It's worth paying the $300 because you never know who does their due diligence, who knows that these things exist that are going to go look you up. For an example, if you're getting ready to do a huge party and you're working with a party planner and they say they are Party Planner LLC, go look them up, because guess what? If they're not in good standing, you better go with Party Planner the Dream or somebody else that is in good standing, and the reviews on people, check the reviews on businesses. I'm telling you, it will save you a lot of stress and headache later on down the line. But that is one of the ways on paper how you can show that you are, of value and standing out on paper. Okay. So the other thing that I wrote on my notes is, show up in your business. I heard Billy say something earlier about showing up in your business, not just showing up in your business, meaning what I'm meaning is be, like.
You kind of went out again, sis. Can you hear me? Yeah. Breaking up a little bit.
I think it's coming back.
Okay, there we go.
It's back. I don't know if there's something wrong with my internet or not, but
okay.
Showing up in your business, it's not just about showing up on time, right? We are in a world of social media. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because for me, I'm not consistent on social media and showing up in my business. Now, part of the reason is during tax season, it's overwhelming to me, right? Because I work for myself during the day with my clients. And most of the time I work in the evenings with TurboTaxes. Some evenings I get off at 10, 11 o'clock, right? And when I work with them, I don't get much of a break. Now, I probably can do this in the morning when I have breaks for myself, but sometimes it's just like, for me, it's something that I'm not thinking about. So when I'm telling you guys to show up in your business, I'm really speaking to myself too, because there's so many things that help us nowadays where I can actually plan my social media, even though I need to learn how to do all of that. But something that's out there that would help me to show up in my business for social media, because if you're trying to get clients from social media and they don't see you, make the math. How you gonna do that? Right. So we got to show up in our business on multiple levels and in different ways. And that's another way that you stand out. Even on paper, if you showing up on social media and somebody share you to somebody else, that helps you. Yeah. Putting you in front of people. So it's a way of standing out. And then the last thing that I wanted to touch on, so I don't give everything away, because I want y'all to come Sunday and get a whole lot more.
Exactly.
Right? But this is the most important, which is why I say this one to the best for last, right? The most important way to show up, not to show up, but to stand out on paper is to be professional and have all of your documents in order, right? And all of your systems in order.
Yeah.
You cannot be running a business through Cash App. I'm sick of it. I'm just like, really, I'm so sick of it. Like, Cash App was not made for business.
Exactly.
So I'm just being transparent. Like,
no, you're right.
I only can be real with y'all because I'm not going to tell you nothing that is not going to help you. And so many people do themselves a disservice because they don't know what to do. So I'm being for real, even though it's funny, but I'm being for real. Cash App is not for business. No, now, I will say this. People don't know that Cash App does have business, but
you can set it up as a business.
Yeah, you can set it up as a business, but the Cash App most of us are using, that is not business. That's personal.
Exactly.
And you don't look professional when you use Cash App when you're trying to apply for it.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm speaking on a level of not just I'm going to get a car, right?
Right.
I'm talking about people trying to buy houses. Trying to buy things that's going to last them, like you talked about earlier on, generational wealth.
Yes, absolutely.
Things that are going to make a person have something that's considered an asset. So if you have Cash App and you're trying to go to the bank, do you think they're going to give you anything or like take you serious? Like, for real, they're probably not.
No.
So I'm saying this to say that it starts with professionalism. If you want someone to take you serious, then you have to be serious with yourself.
Yes, you have to take yourself serious.
Exactly. So then you can't use Cash App. Okay. No. So there are so many third-party merchant apps out here that will allow you to do what you're trying to do that is much more professional than Cash App, right?
Yeah.
So what I want to tell you guys is the best way to show up and stand out on paper, if you are an entrepreneur, you are a business owner, small business owner, solopreneur, whatever, is to get you an accounting software.
Yeah.
I preach this, right? I can do this in my sleep. Because what the accounting software does for you is it helps you to stand out on paper.
Yes.
Not a lot of heavy lifting that you have to do to stand out on paper if you're using an accounting software. Like I said, we are not in ancient times where we're doing stuff on Excel spreadsheets. Yes,
right.
I do have clients that I give my Excel spreadsheet to because they didn't have records and I have to gather everything. But during our tax meeting, I'm telling them, you need to have an accounting software, and they're not that expensive. And
not at all.
Write it off because it's a business expense. You need it to run your business. Something as simple as QuickBooks Self-Employed for a person that doesn't have a whole lot going on, but they still want it on paper.
Yeah.
I think it's $10 or $15 a month.
It's $15, yeah.
Okay, well, you spend $15 every weekend doing something that is not that important.
Exactly.
If you're a business owner, this is important.
It is important.
So it's worth $15, right?
It is.
What that's going to allow you to do is if you learn how to use it, it will give you a profit and loss statement.
Yeah.
Most people will take your profit and loss statement. You may need a balance sheet. If you have assets and you have liabilities and things like that, then it also will produce you a balance sheet.
Yes.
The most important is having something that is coming from a source that is reliable, not Cash App, to give whatever lender, broker, I'm speaking from a house, but if you go into an apartment, they even want it.
Yeah.
So let me tell y'all something. Another way to stand out on paper is not using a personal account and mixing and mingling everything.
Yeah.
I talked about this too, right, Billy?
Yeah, you did.
Mingling of funds is a no-no when you are a business owner.
Right.
Yes, sometimes it happens, but don't make it a habit, right?
Yeah.
Again, if you're using an accounting software, and let's just say you do go to the store and you have to buy something with your business card that's personal, guess what you can do? You can exclude it.
Yep.
You can exclude it from your business stuff and still have it be able to print out on paper on the P&L or the income statement, same thing, interchangeably. But guess what? That personal stuff is not in there. I'm not advising anybody to do this, but I'm just telling you that sometimes it happens. Yeah. And when it happens, there's a way to get it out of there. But the other thing is this. I don't know about everywhere, but I'm going to tell y'all something in the state of Texas, because that's where I live now, if you don't. But here, they want you to make 3 times your salary to get an apartment.
3 times.
Or if you're renting a house, 3 times. So let's just say if your rent is $2,000, you have to make at least more than $6,000, right?
Yeah.
How can you give them that? How can you give them anything showing that you make $6,000 if you're not organized, right?
And I was just like I was like that person you was talking about earlier. I just took them all my bank statements.
I'm going to tell you now, but that's not a bad thing, Billy. Let me tell you why. Because as a business owner, because there was so much fraud, there was so much going on, even with these pay stubs that people are making.
Yeah.
A lot of places now, they want to see that deposit going in.
Yes.
So guess what? As an entrepreneur, a lot of places now, they want to see bank statements. They want 6 months worth of bank statements.
How many?
6 months.
Oh, wow. I didn't have to bring that many. It might have been 3 at the time. But...
Some want 3, some want 6. Guess what else? Some want tax returns.
Oh, yeah.
So guess what? If you're the type of person that's not
even don't do your taxes,
return, then what you going to give them? Lord. And if you're trying to buy a house, you're definitely not going to get a house without a tax return, because they pulled the 4506T as in Tom, which shows your transcript. So you can't. Now that's a whole nother story for another day. But what I'm saying is, you have to be professional on paper. You have to stand out on paper. Yeah. You have to be organized to be able to even produce a piece of paper. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying to you guys is, if you want to be able to get things, then you have to start with yourself. Being organized is the first step, because if you're not organized and you got stuff over here, over there, east and west, then it's like, how? Like, right. I don't, and I understand that everybody is not organized, but when it comes to your business, you don't have a choice. You have to be organized.
You need to be organized.
So if you want your personal life to be disorganized, that's okay, because we're talking about business. Your business has to be organized. And yes. There are systems that, we put in place for people that want to be organized. I work with clients one-on-one to show you how to get organized, to keep you organized if that's what you want to do. So it's resources out there. You just have to tap into them and understand that I don't have to be afraid to go and apply for something because I'm not organized. Okay, let's get organized now. We're already in the second quarter, right? Mm-hmm. So it's still kind of early. It's you only have the first 3 months that you got to go back and fix, but that's an easy fix too. Mm-hmm. And then for those who don't have a business bank account, it's important that you get one, because a lot of times people don't want to see just your name. They want to know your business name on here. Is it attached? Oh, yeah. Some places actually ask for your articles of organization. They ask for your operating agreement. So it's important to have things on paper, because if they ask for it, you're prepared. If they ask for it and you don't have it, then you may miss out on a great opportunity. Yeah. So y'all just keep that in mind. Like, it's so important that if you really want to go somewhere in your business, that you got to start now. If you okay with making 3 figures, I mean, then you can keep doing what you're doing. But if you're talking about, high level, I want to make 7, 8 figures, then yes, you need to get serious about your business. And it starts with the bare minimum of at least getting organized, so that you can now have something on paper to present to a company that you may be trying to work with, or whatever the case may be. So I hope that was helpful to you all. I'm like the mother that's hard on people, because I want to see people win. I'm very passionate about taxes and accounting, because I see what it does for my clients that are like booming. Like, it make me feel so good to see my clients that, can see how much money they're making. And, when I see quarterly estimated payments of $25,000, I'm like, wait,
I'm trying to get there.
Exactly. And when I see clients that have a tax bill due of $60,000, no, we need to fix that.
Yes.
And it all starts with, let's get organized.
Yes.
So Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for letting me share. Come to the event on Sunday so that we can pour so much more into you. Like, these lives only allow us for so much that we can share. But come Sunday, you can get a whole lot more. So thank you for allowing me to speak. And it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, sis. I am just so grateful to have you on and to have you doing this class with me. It's just going to be so amazing on Sunday. As I was out doing some last minute shopping for the class, I was just getting so excited because I was like, the people that are coming just have no idea all the information that they will receive that day. And it's just going to be life changing because, the one thing that I love about you and I is that we're not selfish. Like, we really want to help. And so, I just been writing down stuff and just been preparing for this and just cannot wait. And I know this won't be our last class because I just know it. And I'm just like,
first of many.
Right. It's the first of many. So I'm just super excited for those that are coming because I know what your life is going to be like now. And I just want y'all to make even more money than I'm making. So I really want to help people. The same thing with my sister. She want to see you win. Yeah. So y'all make sure that y'all share this again. Share it with your loved ones. If you have a hairstylist that you go to already, share it with her. If you are a hairstylist and you want to join again, like I stated earlier, we will be able to still take you at the door. If you decide last minute that you just want to come on out. It's going to be in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. It's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And you can pay when you get there. We will see you. I'll still make sure that I have enough food for you and enough to drink and all of that. So y'all can just still get y'all tickets between now and Sunday morning. And let's just see y'all there. But make sure y'all share it out. Make sure y'all send it to people that y'all know it could be helpful for, even if they're not a hairstylist and they're a barber or a makeup artist or esthetician or anything. Like I stated, I have a person that I know for a fact is not even in the hair industry coming. So if you just want to come to support, or if you want to come and just get some knowledge, maybe your child is getting ready to go into the industry and you want them to be there. I really just want you to be there. And even if you're not licensed, you still can be there because once this class is over, you're going to want to be licensed.
Right.
So this will be a start to your career. This will be a start to you going from making 3 figures, like April said, up to your 6 figures, or even more, So y'all just need to come on and join us, and we will be so happy to have you. Definitely.
And also, if you feel like, okay, this isn't for me, but I know somebody that want to come, but they maybe can't afford it, sponsor them.
Sow a seed.
Sow into people, man. The sowing and reaping a harvest that God gave us in the Bible, that is for everything in your life.
It is.
It's not just about money. I mean, you sow your time.
Yes.
So it's so much that you can do when it comes to sowing. And this is a great example, like Billy just said, sow into that person. Sow a seed into them and watch it come back to you.
It always comes back.
It's the law of reciprocity. That's just how it works. Like, if you want to be blessed, bless somebody else. Like, absolutely. Every chance I get, I ask the Holy Spirit every day, show me who I can bless.
Exactly.
I walked past this lady and I was getting ready to keep walking, and the Holy Spirit was like, no, go back and bless her. I gave her whatever I had in my wallet. You know what I mean? You never know how you can change a person's life by sowing into them. And this may seem, small, but you don't know how big it can be to someone that really need this information and that it can help them. So, I mean, even if you feel like, okay, I just want to give you the money and you find somebody. Billy's connected to hair school. So she'll find somebody to give the ticket to.
Definitely.
So and as you guys know, we're very integrals. We don't want anyone's money. We want you guys to show up. And so if you want to sponsor someone, just either reach out to me or Billy, or the Eventbrite link is there. You can just purchase the ticket and then give it to somebody. Like, it's totally up to you. But I just always believe that sometimes if I can't make an event, I will give money towards somebody coming. If I can't cover the whole thing, I'm telling you, it will make someone's life, different.
Yes, very much so. Yes, well, we thank you all again for watching. We just want to say that we love you all, and we will see you if you're coming to the class. And if you're not going to make this one, then we'll see you at the next one. But it's definitely going to be a great time, and we're definitely going to be showing you all that we have to give you and just teaching you everything that we know. So make sure y'all share it out again, and we will talk to you guys soon.
Bring your questions.
Bring your questions. Please bring your questions. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Bye, Instagram.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Facebook. Good night.